I got nothing. Bobby, go ahead.
All right. New guy, give me a beat real quick.
Alex, every week he asks white people to give him a beat so he can introduce people.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Pat Oates Show.
What are you doing? Why are you doing the
With
Addams
your
Family
host,
as his beat?
Pat Oates. What?
He was doing the Addams Family as his beat. Did you not notice that?
I was just going. I had nothing. I was put on the spot. I was not prepared.
It's all right. Go
and
ahead.
Your co-host / announcer, Bobby Tamburo. And joining us tonight, Metal Pete. You know him. You love him. And the Bobby to Metal Pete, Alex.
Thanks.
Tomaselli.
Tomaselli.
Tomaselli. I was so close.
It's all right.
To be honest, I was confident on the first three parts. The last part is where I knew I was going to drop it. I had the Alex and Thomas part down.
Well, that's why I threw it to you, because I knew I didn't give you a real intro. I just wanted to see if you were going to say, can you do it? Or I just want to see if you went for it. And I like that you just went for it.
Duck and M in there. It's fine.
I would say if you were giving me a letter grade on that, that's a B. It's a solid B, right?
Yeah.
Like I knew something about them. They're podcast partners, right? I got 95% of his last name.
I
was
know.
really
They do a podcast together with
Added
Alex
a letter.
doing his other one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Bonus N from me.
Pete's been a part of like 13 podcasts where people that Alex knows fail him.
Yes.
I can't wait for the new Pete Cliff Mula podcast. That's the only one.
So
to be fair, me and Sully has made it farther than all the other ones combined. I think we're on episode 19.
You can call him Ho Mula. I like that because you're gay and he's Mula. Anyway, come on, I'm killing it. So thank you both for being on. The name of your regular podcast is Yes Offensive, correct?
Yes Offense. Yeah.
Yes Offense. There you go. See, I'm like you, Bobby. I almost got something right. There I am.
The majority of it.
Are you guys still doing the movie one?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Pete and Sully do the cinemas, the other one.
Yes.
It's just he and I review movies and talk shit about them.
Pretty much.
So
and
what's
movie
your
news.
opinion on Alec Baldwin?
Like as an actor or as a murderer?
On the recent incident.
As a murderer.
Yeah, as an actor.
I mean, I actually like him as an actor, and I if you look at the news coverage of this, it seems like whoever is responsible on the higher ups, like studio wise, wants to pin this on whoever's not involved with them. It's insane. Right. Like look, go Google Alec Baldwin gun thing right now. It'll be like, did you know that the woman he shot's dog was racist and had tweets about like guns? It's insane. They're picking apart every part of this production to be like, hey, maybe one of the craft service people put a bullet in the gun. It's insane. Oh, look it through them.
They care more about this than they did when Bruce Lee's son got killed on set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy. So when that happened, there was like, whatever, he's Chinese. That happens sometimes.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like, oh, he wasn't that famous yet. They're like, oh, a real famous guy now shot someone. That's what everyone's crazy. And also like, so apparently he was like the producer of this, and he is pretty at fault because they got all the scabs and he was just like, yeah, sure. Who the fuck wants to see an Alec Baldwin Western?
Dude, literally
Fuck you.
Now I do.
All right, then this is the best marketing campaign.
If he's really killing people, I want to see it.
But yes, but before he was like, no one's gonna see me do a fucking Western. I need to.
Who wanted to see Tom Selleck do it? But he did it.
Tom Selleck did a Western?
Quigley Down Under, some shit.
What the fuck? Why do you shouldn't know Tom Selleck?
I don't know if Alec Baldwin was the main character in this, but if he was, yeah, maybe not the best. I don't know. I'm hitting my thing.
Hey, look,
the best part is
to do a movie podcast. They actually were interesting. Isn't that rare?
The best part is that the woman in charge of the arms literally said, like on an interview on a podcast before starting the movie, that she almost didn't take the role because she didn't feel like she could know what she was doing well enough.
Someone interviewed that lady.
This looks like a gun.
Well, she's the daughter of this legendary guy who's like coordinated all the John Wick stunts and all this shit. So that's why they were interviewing her, probably trying to get to her dad.
What kind of
Because believe it or not, Pat, there are podcasts more boring than two guys just debunking a movie.
No, I didn't think there ever was, but I
There's
guess
not.
there is. It's two guys interviewing a woman who does props for
That's
a
why
movie.
we don't have women on the show.
Yes. Yeah.
You've never had women on the show?
Not
You're
yet.
one of
no.
those gays, huh?
Yeah.
You just hate
The
women.
point of being gay. I hate them so much I won't even fuck them.
See, I forget because usually when I grew up, the gays that I was told about on TV had to be led around women like puppies, and that was it. But that's not a real gay.
It is. I'm just not one of them.
No, but they're not around anymore because now gays are like, get out of the way, bitch, and they kick them.
No, they're still fucking hanging. They
Pete's
got
the
fag
kind of
hags and they fucking hang around them.
Pete's the kind of gay that happens when they try to like introduce all veggie burgers to like real American men. They're like, no, see, it's almost the same thing. Like, he's
I am
just-
not the. Don't call me the Impossible Whopper.
It's impossible. That's who you are.
Impossible
It
gay.
really feels like
Impossible
pussy, but it's
gay.
an asshole.
Pete's like the first line of defense when you're trying to get somebody to stop being homophobic. They're like, all right, send in Pete. Wait a second. No way. No
All right, let's all do this.
way.
Alex, what kind of gay is Pete?
I don't know,
Let's
man.
start with
But
Pete's the kind of gay.
Pete's the kind of gay, like, I don't know. You just put me on the spot, man. I don't know. I shouldn't be on
It's
high
kind of
before
gay is
this.
he puts you on the spot. You think you're gonna hang out, and then there's a finger in your ass. That's the kind of. You're right, Alex.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not, I was trying to be complimentary.
Whoa, you don't
took
like
it
a
a whole
finger?
different direction.
It's better than
I-
something else. Look at the size of Pete. A
Thank
finger's
you.
the smallest thing you're getting.
Alex,
He
you
has
wanna
like
know-
all his
Better
own
than my
kinds
foot,
of
I don't know.
gays. So I like he said them all. So I don't know how I can't top any of his.
Here,
I'd be
I'll
copying.
teach-
At the
him.
bottom, them. See,
I'll
There
teach you the
go.
right answer. I'll teach you the right answer. Pat, ask me.
Bobby, what kind of gay is Pete?
Pete's the type of gay I'm proud to call my friend.
Oh, see, I could've gone there. Way to do it.
Oh, Bobby,
That
that
was
was
cute.
that was the gayest thing anyone said to me in the last.
Pete's the kind of gay that you get when you're a white racist guy and you want to have a gay on your movie podcast. Alex, like, wait
No.
a minute.
That's why
my face
anytime
might be
Alex-
black.
I'm glad you're at
Yeah,
a movie
no.
That's why
podcast. I thought you were
anytime
talking about us.
Alex says something misogynistic, he just goes, "What do you think, Pete?" And I'm like,
Yep.
I guess you get the pass because I'm here.
Yeah, I do.
Now, how did you guys
I-
think of that idea? I mean, it's crazy. I've never heard of it. Two guys watching a movie, then talking about. How did you guys come up with that?
It just inspiration hits you when you don't expect it.
Are there
to be
Last
comments?
week
fair,
we were making
to-
fun of that on our podcast. I didn't even think
To be
about
fair-
it. I booked the two of you, and now I'm like looking like an asshole. So,
Yeah, it's also
You
his
are an
idea.
asshole. Yeah, because we got open mics and we just yell and we just end up going, "No, you're a faggot. That movie sucked." And we were like, "Why don't we just record us doing that?"
why didn't you call it that?
Did you
You're a
have any?
faggot.
No,
that
you're a
sucked?
faggot.
Yeah,
That
this
movie,
movie
sucks.
sucks.
I would watch every week.
We might have to change the title.
No.
Well, are you
There you
both
go.
movie? I know Pete likes movie. Are you a movie buff, Alex?
Oh
Is that
hell
what-
yeah, dude. I actually maybe I should
history-wise
just
or
switch my
current
background.
shit?
No, I watch it all, dude. Like I watch black and white movies. I watch 70s, 80s, everything. Like I love
Right.
horror movies, like any shitty movies, good movies, Academy Award winning, all that shit. I'll watch it all. I don't care. Crime movies are my favorite. So
Crime?
crime.
Oh, they said cry. I'm like, is that your porn
No,
genre?
no, no.
Cry.
No, I'm not that kind of white.
You can
person.
search cry on porn. Anyway,
I'm sure.
crying helps more. Bobby, are you a
No.
movie buff?
No.
Does anyone use the word buff for anything else besides movies?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
like being
Like-
super jacked, buffing out a car. I'm gonna go eat at a buffet. I root for the
Buffering, like in
buff-
right? Is there
Don't say
Buffalo
buffet around
Bills.
Pete.
buffet is
Oh, Pete's gay.
I'm gonna kill myself.
sometimes I say Pat's a buffoon.
ooh buffoon. I haven't
Um,
heard that word in a
wow.
long time. I like that word. Buffoon. I like
That's a-
nincompoop and
Pat
buffoon.
gets so giddy over old insults.
Oh, they're my favorite. They have to come back. I'm mad when someone calls me a name, but I'm like, that's lame. You could have done better. If someone calls me a Neanderthal, I'm fired up. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome.
You're Neanderthal. Woo!
It's fun wonder. There's like, oh, you fucking bald guy. I'm like, fuck you. I can do that. I can just look at me. Come up with something. It's no.
trying to think of an old timey insult.
I mean,
Somehow
a good
white
one.
trashier Walter White.
But that's not, oh, no, I've been
No.
called that a lot.
Yeah.
It was
Right
like,
when
oh,
that
you're
came
bald
out,
and have a
everybody was
goatee.
saying Walter.
Yeah, but you
White,
look
and I
less.
didn't know the show, and I was like a loser for not knowing the show.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but-
threw that out there knowing it was going to be an example of one or the other. It was either going to be a good example or a bad example, and it was a bad example, but we learned either way.
At
Yeah,
the
but you-
moment when it first happened, once I looked at who it was, I was like, oh, that's accurate.
Yeah, but Pat looks like him if you put like his head in like a bowling ball buffer because he's all wrinkled from the Nevada desert and Pat's head's all smooth.
I
Yeah.
look like that guy if he didn't have cancer and didn't do meth.
Yeah.
Did he do the meth? I thought he just sold the
I don't know.
meth.
I never
Yeah.
watched it.
He never
he
did
just
it.
sold it.
No. He just sold it. A lot of it.
He was one of those, ethical drug dealers.
Yeah.
He was methical.
Oh,
Ow!
That's what I do.
I love it.
I wrote a pun the other day, and a pun Instagram page liked it, and then started trying to out pun me, and they sucked. I'm like, oh, how dare you be a pun Instagram page and not be able to out pun me?
I see puns on like billboards and trucks, and I just go pow.
That's it. Boom. It's called Punderella, or whatever it was. I'm like, that's not even a good pun. It's not Sunderella. It's Cinderella.
Yeah.
It's not even
Punisher
a good pun.
is the one.
That's like pun of the dead. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't,
No.
there's no.
And I
Yeah,
wrote back, I don't
suck.
think you punderstand. And she's like,
Yeah, there you go.
she's like, what?
Oh.
I'm like, fuck you. I'm not playing this. Don't come to the big boy game if you don't know how to play big boy games. You fuck off.
Step at the table.
All right. Well, today's too late for Frank to be here, but usually Frank's here because
Thank
Frank has to go to
God.
bed because he's 80. So
Yeah.
we have no.
That's
Frank
not
today.
true though, right?
What?
Like technically old people need less sleep than anybody because sleep's all about refurbishing your cells and everything. Like this isn't me bullshitting. This is like a known fact.
I guess he has
Old
4
people-
cells left.
Well, old people need about like 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night,
Right.
You
whereas
can't figure out the computer.
Right, but he gets up at 3. No, he can figure out the computer. He's got green. He has green screens and shit. He has it all.
He gets him at 3 to do fucking what?
Well, no, I don't
Feel
think he's
it?
getting. No, he's not getting up. On
Matlocks
purpose.
on.
Okay, once you get older, you young fucks, you don't mean to be tired. You just start to get
I'm tired fucking now.
Well, I
You
know,
should
but
do
you're
more
tired from
drugs.
a long day of being a He-Man and shit. Like he is just
Not that
tired from
gay.
existing. Frank's not doing anything. He's just tired. So he finally settles down.
Yes, he's fighting
And
off
also,
gravity.
his wife's younger than him, but she still doesn't want him yelling really loud at a computer screen at 9. She'd rather it at 7:30.
He's exhausted for keeping the Reaper at bay.
Well, and also,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, I don't know his schedule,
Hold
but
on
I'm
one sec,
assuming that
guys.
when you're that old, you're feeding meds down your dumb gullet. So I'm sure he gets
Does he-
tired and not podcasting. You know what I mean?
I'm assuming he has that big fucking tray with like all the fucking pills.
With the days on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monday,
How about that?
Tuesday, this is the second Tuesday.
It overflows on Tuesday, so he had to have attachment like a sidecar on a motorcycle.
I hope he also has to ride in that to get the medication. Put him in a sidecar. But no, that's why he doesn't like to do these. But he does. We try to do one a week. And I was telling Bobby, so I sent you guys the link for the one today, and then I sent the one out for Wednesday with our other show, and I sent the link to Frank. And literally an hour later, he goes, "Send it again." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I lost it." I'm like, how do you lose an email? It was an email. He's like, I don't know. Just do it. I'm like, well, you're not
Did he-
on today. He's like, whatever.
To be fair, I love yelling at Frank in this.
It's mad. It's more fun to yell at.
I miss Frank. I haven't seen him in years.
He looks exactly the fucking same.
and he's doing the same.
Bobby
material.
Riddle?
and Pete got to see him together when we were at Elbow Room.
Yep.
Frank performed there.
I think he said something weird to me when I first saw him.
There
Yeah,
was a lot
it was-
more
I
than
think it was
elbow room
homophobic.
there, Pat.
What did he say?
I said there was a lot more than elbow room there.
No, there were some people. I think
No, that one was actually really well sold.
it was the other one that stunk, right? The City Steam one.
No, that one was good too. I haven't done a gig with you that's been bad yet.
Don't worry,
They're
It's
coming.
coming.
we'll get there.
Hell yeah.
I'm banned from fucking Phoenix, New York because of him. No.
You're not. See, okay, we'll get into that. You're not banned from Phoenix, New York.
I know, but it's funnier to say.
You weren't banned. You
I'm
just
aware.
weren't ready to be gay yet.
Whatever.
If you went there right now, you would crush.
Yeah. All right.
Because you know how to be gay on stage. You were still hesitant in your gayness. And yeah, they're right near Canada. They're white trash. They didn't know what to do. But you have to remember at that point, now you're a comedian who's doing an act. So we used to talk about this all the time. At one point, you would go on stage and go, "Hi, I'm Pete, and here's how I fuck." And like, it's not like everybody's buying tickets to hear about someone's sexuality. I don't ever talk about my sex because I'm like, I don't want to sit there and hear about people's sex. Some people want to talk about it and you can't, and you make it funny. Now you crush with it, but they weren't ready for that. They're there for a fundraiser for their clock tower, where the fuck it was in that town. So it's like they didn't really know, but it did help that I could follow.
It was the child labor building.
Right. It was really weird. I can follow you and go, how about that, Frank? And that helps a lot. I felt like Lisa Lampanelli. Except I don't have to be on a podcast with two pieces of shit. Anyway. There, that'll get our views. Anyway. Bobby, it's a Connecticut thing. I don't know why, but Lisa now does a podcast with two guys from Connecticut who book a lot of shows. No idea why. She just does a comedy. She does a podcast with them now. I remember when she came to Joker's Wild a long time ago, and she brought her gay nephew, and she made him go on. She came to open mic, and she called us first and said, "Can I be at the open mic?" I'm like, "It's $5." And she goes, "I'm Lisa Lampanelli." I'm like, "Then you definitely have $5." I'm like, "Everyone else is paying for it." She goes, "I need a longer set." I go, "No, we get like 35 comics." So I don't know why you're not understanding why I want to do this. Like, it'd be good for you guys. I'm like, we don't advertise open mic, and you're calling me an hour before. It's not going to draw people in. Fine, you can do 10. But when she comes, she makes the gay guy go on first and just be gay. And he's just like openly gay, like not funny, just like gay, just yelling that. And then she goes on and makes fun of gays for 10 minutes. Like she needed you to see a gay before she talk. Like,
did she just call him slurs?
Gay.
She just get up there when she was like, "That kid's a fag." Yeah. Like I can only imagine.
That was the opening line.
All right, cool.
And she never said it was her nephew. And they're like, "It's your nephew. Why are you doing that?"
I kind of respect the showmanship there.
You like the showmanship?
She brings her own target.
And then Mike Weiss. So I don't know if you know Alex, but I remember. But Mike Weiss was around that. He would always go on after the worst thing. Oh, like no one meant to. Like somebody could have a heart attack, then all of a sudden the next guy would be Mike Weiss. Or like so, like Ben Ortiz could like get almost in a fight. Someone could want to fight him on stage, and then it'd be Mike Weiss. So then it was Lisa Lampanelli and then Mike Weiss. And he just walked up and goes, "How about that fella David Spade, huh?" And like everybody, like, it's stupid, but it was just so great because she had the dumb hair and she just, so whatever. So who's the piece of shit in that story? No, I'm kidding. It's Lisa Lampanelli for going to an open mic.
Yeah.
Bobby, do you want to start with your story? Is your story fun and exciting, or is it more of a middle show story?
No, it could definitely open. Let me look at my notes so I know I have all the details here.
Details. Wow.
All the deets.
You got deets.
He's got to get his story straight. This hard-hitting journalism, Pat. He's got everything.
Okay.
It is. I just read from the Post poorly.
So there was this guy. His name was James Smith. He was a Caucasian fellow.
Boo.
However, he wrote a book.
Oh, boo.
And he used the surname Jamal Richardson.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Right. And the book was called Beep in Space on the Moon.
Plural or singular?
Pigs in space? No.
Close. Plural.
Plural. Oh, I like that better. There's more than one.
I missaid that. It was Beep on the Moon.
I don't know why, but I like it. It's more specific. Where's Gino? We need this word.
Oh, I was gonna say that. I was like, get Gino in here. It won't be. But
so he basically during the pandemic, right? Like at the height of it, he went around and promoted this book, which was supposed to like be how America focused on the space race rather than intercultural relations in 1969. And that really set up a lot of the problems we're facing today. Like if they devoted the money they spent on getting to the moon into really repairing the racial relations at the time, it would have benefited society as a whole. And he knew that he couldn't really write that as a white guy. So he came up with this Jamal Richardson, and he did these interviews, and he would just put a picture up of a guy, right? And the guy signed off on it, and he would give these interviews. But here's the thing. On TV, black people are allowed to say beep, whereas white people have to say beep. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So he, as the black guy, said all that, like did it, and did he do a bit of a voice? Yeah, a little bit, but not enough that you would be like, oh, that's a characteristically bad voice.
Going to the moon?
But it was like that. Yeah.
On the moon. No, we all on the moon. No, you know what's blacker than the space? It's not asshole. That's what's blacker than space. Like that.
Yeah, exactly. But So now it's come out that he's a white fellow.
Oh yeah.
And the FCC is trying to retroactively fine these stations for the gratuitous. What can only be described as the gratuitous use of the N-word, because it almost feels like at a certain point he went on just to say the title of his book as often as he could.
Yeah, he could have named it anything. Like he could have named it a little more conspicuously.
Actually, Whoopi Goldberg of The View asked him about that, and his response was he felt like it wouldn't have had the same impact. Like when you see beep on the moon, you're like, what the fuck is that book about? Right?
Yeah, to be fair, until you described it, I assumed it was like a Wayne's brother movie.
Yeah.
Just two black guys with the hood fucked their way onto a rocket and ended up on the moon.
We on the moon, man, and there's bitches up here.
It's essentially that scene from the most recent Fast and the Furious with fucking Ludacris and Tyrese are in space.
Man, two kids from the street and we on the moon now.
It's the Fast and the beep.
No cheese here.
But the last one was Fast and the Beep. This one is the Fast and the Beep. It's a different one. Paul Walker's new name is Jamal Walker.
Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it the FCC for retroactively fining these stations? Is it these stations for not doing their due diligence on beep on the moon? Is it Jamal Richardson? Because at the end of the day, he wanted to write about how we could have better society, and he just realized he couldn't do it from a different perspective. And so I'm gonna kick it to the new guy first. Alex, what do you think?
Well, the retroactive thing, I don't get at all. I think that's a dick move. If that guy's reason is genuine and he's not a dickhead, but the name is so to go on and just say it over and over is just that might be a little too much for me. But I also, though, you can't blame the artist for the art. So I'm at a predicament on this one. But FCC is a real
the art is the work. It's like if the Mona Lisa was called Stupid Bitches. Like, you know what I mean? It's not called Stupid Bitch, but you go see Stupid Bitches at the museum.
Yeah.
So it's like he made
it's at
this
the museum.
art, and then he just said, I don't believe in it. I'm calling it. It's like when a comic puts out a flyer and they put the name of the show is like way crazy. Like none of that's gonna be there. It's like free puppies and blowjobs. Like neither thing's gonna be there. It's just 5 white guys and 1 fat white girl who's sometimes a guy telling jokes.
Like,
there's no puppies
on the moon.
Yeah.
On the moon.
Are there peeps on the moon in this book? And is the book actually? See, I don't know. I didn't read the book.
What's the cover look like? I'm
going to right when we're done with this. But if it was ingenuine, but the name is, I don't know, man. He might be a little bit of a piece of shit.
Now, if the cover of the book is Dick Gregory with a space helmet on, then he's fine. Like, if it doesn't have a black person somewhere in space, then I'm mad.
Yeah.
Metal Pete, what do you think?
I'm going with the FCC. Like, fuck you guys. He got away with it. He fucking pulled the wool over your eyes.
It's a good
Give him
troll.
the fucking win. Like, fuck you. Again, though, I also feel like with the naming of it too, it's like that's like if the Da Vinci Code was named like Demon Orgy Fuck Party, like
the beep code,
any code, yeah, just really on it. That queer artist code. Yeah.
I'm gonna have you say they got punked, and now they're like trying to go back. Like, come on, and also because they're giving the stations a hard time. Come on, they're trying to like promote articulate shit. I don't know.
Do we know who the last names of the CEOs of the SCC or anything? Are they like Bergs or Steins or anything? Because the money thing would make sense. Anyway,
wow, you got really anti-Semitic.
That's his name.
He actually so worse coming out than I wanted it to.
He actually addresses that in his next book called "Beep Finding Me Retroactively."
Jews on Mercury.
If you're not getting your security deposit back.
Jews on Mercury.
Really happening to me right now. Anyways, moving on.
Pat, what's up?
Men are
Okay.
from women are from
The
Venus.
piece of shit in this story
Fags are
is
from
the
Uranus.
author, but not for the reasons that you think. It's not because he wrote a book. It's not because he named it what he did. It's because how he handled it afterwards.
We missed it.
First of all, overthinking it proves how racist he is. James Smith is a pretty black name. There are a ton of James Smith. Jimmy Smith is a regular black guy name. He could have just been him. If he kept the name and wrote it, nobody would have. You go Jamar, you're going hard. Like he was this close to being Tyrone Shoelaces who wrote a book. You know, like, you don't go with a name like that.
I want to see I also want to see the photo he used.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I hope it's blackface.
It's like Flavor
I hope
Flav.
it's like Soul Man. Like,
It's
I
some
hope
guy
it
like-
really is.
Yeah.
Now,
Jimmy Walker.
Also, once this happened, and once he went to, first of all, the second he got to do any kind of interviews or anything, he should have just come in as the nerdiest white guy humanly possible. And he should have just right away, when they promoted the book, he should have said to them, "Oh, would you mind promoting my book?" Buddy, he should have done it like you did that podcast last week with Michael Gavin Ali, where you didn't feel like talking, so you made another guy talk for you and pretend like you couldn't talk. He should have had a black guy sit next to him, and every time he said the name of the book, the black guy said the N-word, and then he said the rest. And he was only there for that. And if they asked why he was doing that, he was doing it because there was no other way to get a black guy and a white guy on a TV show as racist and closed-minded as this one, and then make them feel bad. Why couldn't I just write a book? They're sitting there booking him because they're like, it's a black guy saying the N-word. We'll sound cool now. Let's do it. Next week, trannies in space. Let's do that one too. They didn't care. But now it's a white guy. Now we're mad at it. So he should have gone hard with this and really pushed it. So it would have been like a Shia LaBeouf type fucking thing where they're like, is this art? Is this fake? What the fuck is this thing? Instead, he just went too black and too hard. And you can't, because then porn, that kills people.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It made sense to me.
I said makes.
I know. I just thought maybe because
Nope. I did not want to be clear.
I thought you
The
did a
piece-
black joke.
The piece of shit is the shows. You got to do your research on somebody.
That too.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if there's one stock image of somebody, maybe it's do a little more homework.
Do you think we could get James Smith on here?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say definitely not.
Why not? We do his work. We do everything he does.
Yeah, there are a lot of parallels
We go-
between
we
certain
are
members of this
boots in
show and James
space.
Smith, aren't there?
There's a lot.
Are you gonna want, do you want him or do you want his stock photo of a black guy?
I want both of them. I want
Oh.
two different things. I want his phone set up and his laptop.
Let's
And one's,
split, yeah.
one's James Smith.
And then he's doing
All
he's
neighbors or whatever his name was.
doing the voice like he ducks and then like the talking.
Yeah, man.
Yo, it's me, man. Me.
Yeah.
Or we should just have him on and tell him that we'll censor it, and then we don't censor it, and he just says the N-word.
I don't think he'd be cool with that.
We don't tell him, just like he didn't tell us he was white.
Oh,
Yeah.
he knows what
He's-
goes on this show.
Oh, that show POB.
Them beeps is crazy.
Them beeps are out of control. Yo, one of them beeps named my daughter. I was pissed. Beep. Did he really? Where can I find these? Are they still on the internet? Can I find these interviews where he's just saying the word?
They scrubbed it pretty thoroughly. I don't even know if you could find the image of the book online, to be honest with you. But I would encourage all of our listeners to Google it right now and see what comes up.
Yeah, just most of our listeners are already searching the N-word anyway, so just do it for research this time and not just for fun.
There's like a Pete might know this. If you Google like black space movie made in 92, like someone, if anyone's listening out there, Google black
Trust me.
space movie
The
made in
fans of this
1992.
podcast know that. Yeah,
It's wild. Hold on. I'll do it. Hold on one second. I'll show it to you guys.
But I don't know what this is. Is it crazy?
Watch.
it's eerily similar to the name of the book.
Black space movie 1992. Now, that's all I typed in. Can you?
No. It's...
Just say it. Just read it.
Oh wow!
No.
Why are they gay?
Yo, that's all I typed in.
Is that a
That's
real
what
movie?
That's what pops up, though. It's wild.
Is it a real movie?
Yeah, it's only 26 minutes though, so you know.
Where can
it's a
I
short
watch
film.
it?
YouTube.
Pornhub.
Yeah, It's not
Probably
porn.
Peacock.
It's from Denmark too.
There's no black people in Denmark. Come on.
Right?
Sure there
The
are.
onion is the big onion.
Hey,
It would suck to be a black guy in Denmark though, because they know who you are.
Speaking of
Be a, gay
movies,
be a gay black guy in Denmark.
They know exactly where you are.
speaking
You're a
of movies,
landmark. Take a left at Carl. You know Carl. We're at work. We were doing interviews, and we were going to hire a guy named Tim, and he happens to be black, younger kid. But we have a manager already named Tim. So it was a white old guy, and I told my boss, if we do this, we have to start calling the old guy White Tim. And he's like, dude, that would fuck with him so bad. I go, no, because he would expect us to go, oh, it's Black
Old
Tim,
Tim,
the new guy. Fuck you. You're old and white. You become White Tim. Other new Tim just gets to be Tim. Like he takes away your Tim privilege.
I hope old Tim comes in with a gun and shoots all of you. Don't do that to old Tim.
First of all, old Tim is racist.
Do that.
Old
Tim's
Tim
not his
definitely
name.
watched that interview.
Fuck old Tim.
Old Tim
Old
owns
Tim's
that
gonna
book
call
and that
young Tim
1992 movie.
Tim.
Old Tim watches the interview and he's like, "Yeah, we should send them to space."
On a bus.
Oh,
First, sit in the back of that goddamn spaceship.
Yeah. Old Tim is gonna call new Tim Boop Tim.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna be.
I don't gotta call him at all. You know he's gonna be late. All right, Bobby. I'll follow. Since you went racist, I'll follow it.
I didn't go racist.
All right, neither am I.
James Smith did, and
All right,
you.
and neither is this.
Of
This
the
is
two
actually
of
like
us,
a.
Of the
this
two
one's
of
like
us,
a-
I would say you went significantly more racist. I just presented the story.
You
did the voices.
I only worked with the clay I was given.
Yeah. Was it a great alley-oop? Sure. But did you dunk racistly? Yeah. You put
Like
your
a black
wallet
man.
on
Yeah.
and you
like
slammed it through the hoop. Yeah.
Pete, stop
the Michael
texting guys
Jordan,
over
the
there.
Michael Jordan of racism.
I'm Michael B. Michael B. Jordan.
You just got to get the little Hitler stash and you're good. For
Beep Force Ones. That's what I'm wearing. All right. Black woman accused of posing as KKK member, leaving threatening notes for neighbors. See, it's an M. Night Shyamalan twist right here.
What?
A black woman was arrested in Georgia after allegedly posing as a member of the KKK and placing racially charged messages in her neighbor's mailbox, threatening to burn down their homes and kill them, according to law enforcement. Teresha, Terresha, that's not even a name, it's a noise.
That's a beat.
Teresha Lucas, 30,
Combination
of the Atlanta suburb of Douglasville, was charged with 8 counts of making terrorist threats and leaving violent, hateful notes in which she claimed to be a white member of the hate group with a long red beard who did not live in the neighborhood. It's very detailed.
Don't fucking point at me.
She just described Pete.
It's
I
Pete.
never thought of that when I was reading.
It's
Yeah, I look like that
Teresha.
motherfucker Pete. You know Pete? Pete. I'm Ku Klux Pete. On December 21st, 2021, 2 homes on the same street in the Brookmount subdivision received notes that the mailboxes were racially motivated. This letter is using the N-word, talking about the KKK, hanging people, killing kids, killing whole families, and setting houses on fire. A concerned father who received a letter told the local news. The notes threatened to burn their houses down and kill them and said they didn't belong in the neighborhood. Detective Nathan Schumacher confirmed in a statement last week. Similar notes, all left in the middle of the night, were found in the residents' mailboxes on February 17th, February 22nd, March 1st, and March 3rd, police said. At least 7 black residents reportedly received such notes, but police believe there were more likely there. Detectives went door to door in the neighborhood, checking doorbell and security cameras. With the first notes reported, they walked around the neighborhood distributing flyers, seeking any information, police said, but received no leads. By mid-March, we didn't have anything to go on. After a 6-month hiatus, though, the final note was placed on December 6th, police said. The case broke when evidence was found linking the note to Lucas' home. Police obtained a warrant and searched her home, which yielded evidence trying to suspect the incidents, according to Schumacher. Lucas is expected to turn herself in later this week. Who is the piece of shit in the story? Is it Teresha Lucas, who is just having fun? What's the big deal? Who writes letters anymore? I think it's cool that she's still writing letters. In a day and age of text and things like that, it could be her. Is the neighbors for calling the police? Yeah, I get it. The Klan's coming to get you. But the Klan doesn't write letters. They're too stupid. They burn shit. They don't write you a letter and warn you first. Is it Teresha Schumacher or Teresha Lucas for saying Pete did it? That was fucked up. I don't know why it was a red bearded white man like you, but I think it's funny in her letter that she did make up a guy. Ain't me. It's this guy who's white. He got a red beard and shit. She was describing Kris Kringle. That's what she thinks who the clan is.
Oh, Santa's gone.
Police, by the way,
Oh,
it's the
God.
police for taking 6 months to find out where a letter came from, but they found a white girl, Gabby, whatever, inside a crocodile in 4 weeks. It was pretty easy when it's a white chick, but when it's black people being threatened, it took 6 months. And by the way, she wrote all the letters in Black History Month, which is really super fucked up. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Pete, you go first.
God, I want to say her, but I do want to say the police department. Like, it would have taken no effort to find. You could have sat outside the neighborhood and just been like, oh, that fucking black lady is just leaving fucking hateful notes to everyone.
Or the mailman who picked it up from her house and
Yeah,
put it
like-
next door.
It's like, oh, she had the return address on it. Fuck, we probably should have started there.
Not
God damn it.
Teresha.
So I'm like, even though, yeah, it's shitty what she did. Although, like, did she just like hate other black people and she wanted them to
Yeah.
leave the neighborhood?
They don't.
That's
tell
what
us
I wanna
that.
know.
I'm thinking she just wanted them to move out,
All of them.
or maybe it was
She's
a
like,
fun
these
prank.
other blacks are taking over.
She could have been nuts.
Yeah,
Probably-
she's mentally ill.
She probably
clearly.
read that. She probably read that book.
You think she read the book?
She read the book and it drove her crazy.
Then she watched that
book?
movie.
Forget Africa. Go back to space.
Go back where you came from. Uranus.
You're sick.
No,
Your
Alex, who's the
space.
piece of shit? Alex is enjoying it too much, right?
I'm having fun, man. This is
Who's the
very
piece
much
of
my
shit?
speed. It took me a sec, but I'm locked in now.
Yeah,
What's
who is
up? Who's to blame? All right. So she sent notes to other black people, and she's posing as a. Is she actually thinks she's in the KKK, or is she dressing up as a KKK member and putting notes?
it?
in
No,
people?
she's not doing any cosplay, nothing. She's just writing letters, trying to make people scared.
Yeah. All right. It's the cops. I agree with Pete 100%. They took way too long, but she's clearly ill, and yeah, she's a dick, dude. She's the female Clayton Bigsby. Like we've all skipped over that. I know, but like she's literally a female Clayton Bigsby. Where she's like, get out of the neighborhood, and they're like, why? And she's like, because you're black, and they're like, you're black, and she's like,
How dare you?
almost.
She's like, I'm the right black.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm black in space.
Aren't we all, Pete?
Yeah.
Aren't we all? Bobby,
Where'd this story happen?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Suburbs of Atlanta.
So it's the cops, but not for the reasons you guys said.
All right.
You guys said it was the cops because it took them so long. They got to be careful. It's probably one of their buddies, right? So like, you don't want to go arrest your partner by accident if you look too deeply into this. The reason
but-
why
That should have been easy. They'd be like, oh, it's Mark. Let's
I
not
never
do
thought of
anything
that.
about it.
Probably one of their
You know?
friends.
the reason why it's the cops is because they're treating her like a white lady now. She's expected to turn herself in by the end of the week.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
letting her do it
That-
like it's a white collar crime. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're like, oh, she's one of us. Obviously, she's on our team.
they figure out she's black though.
could
She's not just gonna turn herself in
They
willy nilly.
Willy Nilly is her uncle's name. See, Bobby, I feel like there's more to this story that we don't get.
There's definitely something else going on here.
And I think it's that she did something wrong, and the cops have her under their thumb, and they made her do this. They made her do this to drive them out. If you want to stay here,
I want to
do
make that
whatever,
movie.
we've got something on. I don't know what she did, Russ. Some kind of fucked up thing. We'll do this. You'll take care of you. We'll say you turn yourself in, and then all of a sudden you'll get better housing somewhere else in a better community. If you help us get these people.
Well,
Where I live, there used to be projects down the street from my house. And about 5-6 years ago, the town was getting mad because a lot of crime was happening. Usually, you just set up more police. My town decided just to knock down the project. Like literally, they gave them 2 weeks notice and said, get out. And now there's just a field. For 5 years, it's just been a field with a fence around it and geese. And they don't live there anymore. And I'm sure somebody was told, if you get them all to fucking leave, we'll give you a nicer house. I feel like there's something else there. But I do like your thought of like maybe the cops didn't jump in because they thought it was their friend.
I gotta ask, Did you guys know each other's stories before we
No.
started this?
No.
That's fucking hilarious because Bobby's was a white guy pretending to be a black guy, and yours was a black one pretending to be a white Klans member.
Now, I wasn't going to lead with that one. I had 3, but once Bobby went there, I called the Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
And I went
We have a good theme going.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't have any more of those.
You don't have like a fucking Asian guy pretending to be Haitian?
Not yet. Give me 2 minutes.
If I haven't,
All right. But I do have a story about people
Hang on a
getting
second.
upset.
Hang on. I got a story that might fit the theme.
Okay.
Dr. Rachel Levine was the first female 4-star general. Do you get it?
Yes, she's.
Do you get it? I
Yeah.
Just don't say anything, Pete. We just dance on the subject and we move on. Up to you, Pat. Let the audience infer what they want from that.
I don't even know who that is.
Don't worry about it. If you got it, you got it. It's a great joke. Move on, Pat. Next story.
No. No.
No, this is one of those we just fucking dance on, Pat. Now on to you.
You know me. I can't dance. I got a fucking slow trot.
All right, then I'm off. I don't have to explain the joke. It's
All
brilliant.
right. I'll figure it out. And then next week I'll laugh. How about that? Fine. I'll do it then. Now, Rachel, now I'm thinking she's a Jew, right? 4-star David. No.
No.
Just do a quick
I
Google
also missed
when you
it,
start
but-
kicking it to us for the next story. You'll understand if you do a quick Google.
I'll do
Oh,
it
boy.
next. I'll do it afterwards. Because now I've got more important issues going on.
That's
right
screen
now.
sharing.
Hold on.
Oh, what happened? Oh, what
Don't
the
worry,
fuck?
it should be popping up in a second. You got it? Everybody seeing
That's
this
odd.
lovely picture of Disneyland? Is everyone
Nope.
seeing the t-shirts on those people?
Yeah, I
Yes.
hate them.
One
Yeah,
says I
that's-
gave her the D, and one says I wanted
That is-
the D.
Oh my God.
And guess what? Disneyland is not happy with these folks at all. They are really mad because fan call on Disney to ban raunchy shirts from parks. This is by one of our favorite people, Bobby, Alexandra Steigrad. We always go to the Post. We have 2 or 3 of them who don't know how to cover a real story. And this is their journalism. Angry Disney fans are calling for the Mouse House to ban inappropriate garb after a couple was photographed wearing sexually suggestive t-shirts at Disneyland. Over the weekend, fans posted a photo of a couple wearing matching shirts that riffed on Disney's D calligraphy. One shirt read, "I wanted the D," while the other one said, "I gave her the D." Now, if you search this, it's on Etsy, it's on eBay. You can buy these shirts all over. It's not like these two got it. Now, maybe the difference is when you search this, I picked this picture because I think I like the woman in the middle wearing a mask, being all compliant and not realizing right in front of her is 2 people saying they fuck. So I
Well, no, no.
appreciate that.
Her nose is not under the mask, so
No, it's just on her
know.
chin.
she's going to be on the trains with the rest of us.
Now,
so.
if she had a D on the mask, it would have been a D on her chin, and that would have been beautiful just to go with everything else. But I like the fact I picked this picture because when you think of people going to Disney wearing matching shirts, you think fat, out of shape people. I mean,
the
yeah, the
ears,
sweater
man.
around his waist is a little gay, but the fact that he fucks that lady is not gay, and that's fine either way. But I like that they're the 2 people. But if you look it up on Etsy, it's usually interracial couple. For some reason, they're still going for like, let's make it appropriate for everyone with a shirt that says "we fuck a bunch." But that's the non-family
Nothing
friendly.
wrong with
shirts are sold at
I'm
Etsy.
thinking of more. I think they should go extra steps with these. They should have one like a goofy one that's like, "I want you to yuck on my face" or something. Like
that would see.
that's what I want.
I'm sure you could make that now and do merch. It'd be great. People,
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about more.
but people
Hmm.
lost their shit on Twitter. D is for don't, tweeted Sam Carter, a former
wait, I got
Disney
one,
creative
I got one.
designer.
I got one. What if one was like, "I wanted the 6 flags," right? And then it was 6 guys, and it was just like flag 1 with an arrow down, flag 2 with an arrow down,
There
flag
you
3,
go.
right? Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. And
I
you can-
rode
you-
the Cockness Monster.
I don't think you get this, Pat.
I get
There's
the
a
yeah.
ride
That one
called the
doesn't.
Loch Ness Monster at Busch Gardens.
That's what. That's not Disney.
That's what? Come on, Pat.
Neither is
Yeah, what
Six
the fuck,
Flags.
Pat?
Six Flags is
Yeah.
not Disney.
But it's a brand.
Man,
Oh,
so is the
oh yeah, he's right. It's not Disney.
yeah,
He's-
I
But
know.
it's
That's
a
right.
brand.
So
Disney's
is
a
the Loch Ness
brand.
Monster
I'm
The Loch
thinking
Ness
that Disney
Monster's a
more.
ride.
at Busch Gardens. Yeah.
Right. So
What's
how
the?
about I came into Bush. I'm the Bush. Huh? That would be a good one, Pat,
I'm
with
the
Busch
boy.
Gardens. Yeah.
How about Bobby ruined my joke because he's a beep?
That'd be
I got
factually
no-
inaccurate.
Trying to think of any more.
Bobby's nothing but a James Smith. Is that the new Uncle Tom name, by the way? James Smith.
James Smith.
One fan
Real
replied,
James
okay, so one said D is for don't, said Sam Carter, a former Disney creative designer who posted a photo of the couple. She
Fuck
made
that
this one with
guy.
the clown emojis because she was mad. One fan replied, if they ban these t-shirts from ever being allowed at Disney Park, I wouldn't be mad. Meanwhile, another wrote, D is for discomfort. Kind of tacky to bring a theme park. Kids can get mad. First of all, what kids? Any
D is
kid
for
who
discomfort. I
understands that
gave her the
joke,
discomfort. She wanted the discomfort.
yeah, that's even
Yeah.
worse. First of all,
I'll be completely. I'll speak on I guarantee you, any kid who sees that still thinks that's a backwards G, because I did until a year ago. I'm 29. Swear to
I
God.
forget kids don't know cursive, so you're fine.
No, for real though. Like when I was growing up, I thought the Disney thing. I was like, I don't know why they always put a G in this, but whatever. Like I guess that's how they. I guess that's something I missed in life.
I'm glad I
And-
wasn't the only retard growing up.
I
Exactly.
like that the two of you think that shirt says I gave her the dyslexia. I wanted the dyslexia.
No, I know what it means now, but like I'm saying, like no kid is looking at that and like, Dad, what's the D? Like it's just not.
I like that they even put the castle next to the D small, just in case you're like, what's that? Oh yeah, it's Disney.
It's Disney.
In case you didn't get it.
I just don't get the joke. Why are they wearing it here?
Yeah, first of all, yeah, you don't like Pete. You have a ton of metal shirts, but you don't wear the metal shirt to the concert. You wear a different metal shirt to each concert.
Well, different band, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't wear that to Disney. You wear that to Six Flags. Bobby's other joke.
That was, to be clear, a lot better than the Cock Nest Monster.
There's nothing better than the Contest Monster. Okay,
Well, Six
that goes
Flags,
to a
you just
real place.
Six Flags just be rainbow flags, and it's Six Fags.
No, let me say right. Yeah, I thought he was going there too. My brother, big fan of the show, and Bobby, as you know, I think Bobby left us, but big fan of the show. My brother, when he was a kid, we went to Busch Gardens. My dad worked for Anheuser-Busch. We get free tickets once a year. We go to Virginia and go to Busch Gardens. And there was a ride called the Loch Ness Monster. And my brother was younger. He got a t-shirt. It was baby blue. And it said, I rode the Loch Ness Monster. Now, fast forward a year later, he was playing Little League baseball and he had a coach that was like a traveling team. And the coach would take these kids individually in a van to go work out alone, which we always thought was so fucking weird. And I would be like, it's a little odd. And the coach would take pictures of the kids working out, which is weird too.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Sent us pictures. This is before like on your phone. So you'd have to have them developed and then send them to us and shit.
Yeah.
And he had a picture
To
of my
line up a
brother.
shot.
By the way, I got to make fun of my brother for a year. So those pictures came in, and there's my brother wearing his shirt and said, I rode the Loch Ness Monster with a man taking. I'm like, sure you did. How big was it? And he's like, fuck yeah. So yeah, that joke comes from a real place. Where'd Bobby go?
I don't know. His screen just went blank.
How did Compound Media shut down?
Yeah. You made fun of his Six Flags joke one too many
He
times.
shit on my Loch Ness Monster.
I'm kidding. I don't think he left us.
The
No, he-
TriCaster crashed.
It's
Oh,
the
okay.
only
Fuck out.
time that Compound Media is okay with being black. All right, so who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it these two for wearing this shirt to a family place? It's like, okay, I get the joke, but it's a little weird to walk around. What you're going on rides and stuff. You're trying to make Disney about you. I kind of understand that. Is it people on Twitter for making a bigger deal of it than it really is? People wear dumb shit all the time. If you're on Twitter, first of all, that's the friendliest thing you're ever going to see on Twitter. I left Twitter months ago because it was way too fucking angry. There's nothing wrong with that shit. Is it Disney executives and people like that for getting upset? They haven't really said too much, but they're like not happy with it. Or is it Disney fans for saying, hey, we need to ban these people and anyone who wears any crude shirt ever? You start doing that, it becomes like Nazi land and not Disneyland. People should be allowed to wear whatever fuck they want to wear. Who is the piece? Or is it that woman with that shit on her chin? It can be another person too. Choose whoever you want. Bobby, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, then we'll go to you first.
Normally, so like, if you're an adult in Disney World, you're without kids, like you're kind of already in the wrong automatically.
Yeah.
He's right.
That said, so like I don't really give a shit if Disney's like you can't wear provocative shirts, right? that said, this is not that provocative of a shirt. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. If you had to explain it to a kid, you would just be like, it's D for Disney. She wanted to go to Disney. He took her to Disney. You know what I mean?
No, without a doubt. But I
Solid
think
point.
that's because you're a person of logic. I think that the crazy people that overreact, that small minority that's super loud, always want, and I don't mean black people, I meant the people that get upset on the internet. When they do this, they always go, well, they're going to have to teach kids about sex. And then you, in 2 seconds, were able to come up with a way to get rid of that. And they wouldn't think like that because they're morons.
So the piece of shit is anybody who goes to Disney World, because there are like at least a dozen theme parks in the United States that are so much better than Disney World. Okay. There's in Florida, there's Universal. It's a great place to go. There's Cedar Point. That's a great place to lose your virginity and then have the girl cut herself on the way home because it doesn't go well. There's Hershey Park that has a great wave pool that you can finger people in. You know, like there are all these different
There's
theme parks.
Busch Gardens, home of the Cockness Monster.
Yeah, I don't think
Fuck
you get
you.
the joke, Pat.
Fuck you, it's still a joke.
Mm.
The Cockness Monster.
I just want you guys to argue about that more.
It's a monster with a huge cock.
I like that you're just arguing with a void.
Yeah.
It's like it was like when I was married.
Mm.
All right, so Alex, who's a piece of shit?
It's well, the people on Twitter, anyone, I say this on my show all the time. If you take time out of your day to be like, this shouldn't be done, and it actually doesn't affect anyone's it's not like these people were taking water away from kids in Africa or something. Like that would be something. It's like, we need to stop these people, raise up alarm. This is nothing. So those people.
Imagine they had shirts that said, I wanted the water and I took the water, and there were starving black kids underneath.
Yeah,
I'll buy those shirts.
One said nah, and the other one said, you know, yeah. But no, it's just like anyone who complains about nonsense issues on Twitter is a twat. But Bob 100% right about the fucking anyone who goes to Disney World as an adult as like a date too, you're a fucking twat. And like, but he had almost a too perfect point with the shirts. It's like they're not too dirty, so you can't really fault them. It's really just a big thing blown out of proportion. So it is what it is.
And literally, it has the Disney symbol. So Bobby's so right with that. If I was Disney, I would sell these shirts. I would literally contact the people and say, can I buy them? Because I wanted the Disney, gave them the Disney. Younger kids would laugh and wear it for the innuendo, but they were like, no, it means, it's like same way that Dunkin' Donuts right now is saying their pumpkin donut is so pumpkin good. What do you think they're saying? Dunkin' Donuts is saying it's so fucking good, but no one's getting mad and no one even thinks of it. But it's the stupid thing. It's pumpkin. She wanted the Disney. We gave her the Disney. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Also, Disney World was open during the entire pandemic or whatever, so they don't value human life or anything.
No,
so
it was like the only thing that closed it down. It was like one of the only 3 times it's ever closed.
It really was? Okay, I thought it opened up like immediately.
Once it opened fast, but it fucking.
I'm pretty sure it did. Once they were like, they kind of were like, let's go get these fucking fat.
That's what you do to really piss them off. The big D in front of it, you write really small COVID. She wanted the COVID. I gave her the COVID, and that's what it is with a giant T. Pete, who's a piece of shit?
Yeah, everyone there who sees that and is like, oh my god, it's like, man, you're in a theme park built by the severed head of like one of the most racist men on planet Earth. Like, fucking, oh my god, like everyone's all uptight about like, oh, they said something dirty. It's like, oh. Go watch all the old Disney fucking cartoons.
Watch Dumbo.
Like, yeah, just be like, we can watch all racist crows and then fucking and talk about space. But everyone,
space crow.
But fucking.
If I was okay, because you know that there's families going there that it's a whole family going. So it's a mom.
My entire family would have laughed at that.
Right, but I'm saying let's say a mom and dad and 3 kids go. 2 of them are Disney age. Let's say like 6 and 8, and they're like excited. They get to see all their cartoon heroes and all that. But then there's an older kid. He's a boy. He's 14. He's pissed that he has to go to Disney. He's walking around. He's standing in line. He's doing the dumb little rides. His dad says he's too young to go on a ride by himself, but he's also too old to go on the Tika. He just hates this. Then he sees these two, and he starts laughing like Beavis and Butthead. These two make his day. He's like, hold on, D. And his mom's not getting it. And he keeps saying to his mom, do you want D later, Mom? Do you want some D? She's like, what's D? He's like, donuts. She's like, oh, yeah, I love D. Don't call it donuts.
Dad gave you the D, right,
I want
Mom?
D in my mouth right now. Now he's having a good time. You know what I mean? Like, let it go, Disney.
I mean, I get why. Like, obviously Disney has to be like, oh, we got to do something about it now because every fucking asshole is going to complain about it, and we have to keep our squeaky clean image, and we've never done anything wrong at all because Disney has done things perfectly. So they have to fucking just no
They
N-words.
made me
No
love
N-words.
Native Americans with Pocahontas.
No N-words in space there.
Counterpoint, that 14-year-old kid just has to sneak one of those weed pens into Disney World and he'll have the best day ever.
Yeah. He has to steal from his dad's pants.
Yeah. He's got to get a connect. He's got to be a cool 14-year-old. Anyway.
Also, Magic Kingdom blows.
It's not even really magic.
It's not. It's fucking bullshit.
It was when it was the only one, but now there's like Bobby named. There's like 50 other ones. So it's like it's just a place where pedophiles feel cool. That's all amusement parks are. It's like pedophiles.
Yeah, now that Epstein's Island's gone.
Up. Like that's what it is. It's just kids having orgasms. And that's all it is. They're like, and there's some guy in a corner just jerking off, and he can because it's Disney.
Sometimes it's adults who are way too old to be losing their virginity at Cedar Point. Then you have to wrestle a knife away from them in the car. And surprise, they have a backup knife, and then you have to go knife chicken with them and be like, "All right, you cut yourself, I'm going to cut myself." And
this
know that
is
they really love
so
you.
specific.
That sounds
it
like
almost seems like it happened.
And then
That
sometimes
sounds like
sometimes they try to dump you.
Two. He's telling the story. Let him tell the creepiest story I've ever heard.
No, it's done. You guys are right.
Come on.
Ask your questions.
First 4 stars. Now this. What is the 4 stars?
I want you to go back to the beginning of the story.
Where's the 4 stars?
Yeah, there's like there seems like there's lore to this that we're missing.
What was the person's name? Levine?
Oh,
Are
you looking at the 4-star fucking general?
No.
So we do game shows here. I pitched one to Nickelodeon. Pete, have you seen that one yet? Have you participated in that?
Yes.
Okay, we're not doing that one.
Oh, this motherfucker! I didn't know that was their name.
What did I miss?
It's a great joke now, right? You get it, Pat.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about things. Yeah, it's a great joke. But you also get why we didn't want to say anymore.
Yeah, but I do.
Please don't. So anyway, that game show was for Nick at Night. It was like a family game show. Alex, for since you're not going to play it, I'll just explain it briefly. Basically, what we did is we took an adult male and we showed him slightly pornographic images of 15 or 19-year-olds, and he had to guess if they were 15 or 19 in front of his family for prize money. This is for teen Nick now, slightly different demographic. And this isn't like some game shows are like a test of will, some are like a test of knowledge, some are a test of athleticism. This one's actually a test of creativity, right? Basically what this is it's a very simple premise, and it's like an elimination style game. So we'll have all 3 of you guys play, and it's basically whoever comes up with the best idea wins. It's kind of like Shark Tank meets Whose Line Is It Anyway? But basically what we need to do here is come up with a reason for me to contact my ex-girlfriend. Most creative and effective answer wins.
We don't know how long ago, why the breakup. No,
that's all you got. That's all you got to work with.
All right.
Actually, you know what? We'll give you each one question. We'll start with you, Pat, because Pete's curiosity is almost killing the cat.
Well, no, but I would let them only because I have more to work on.
Fair enough.
What do you mean? You have more to work on?
I don't have as many questions because I know some of the lore. You might want to ask a question quickly to know how to do this. So like one question you want to know to how to pitch this. You can ask Bobby one question right now before you do your pitch.
Why did you break up?
There was a fire. No, there was another guy. She left me for another guy.
and a fire.
You a firefighter? No.
He was not.
All right.
That'd be ironic. Pete, you got a question?
I just asked the fucking question.
Oh,
Why are you showing us the fucking general?
Alex,
He's
what was your
hot,
question?
It has to be about your girlfriend. Is she hot?
Not very. This is an ex, by the way. I would say
Oh,
no.
your ex. Your ex.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. I can't see you guys anymore, so let me know when they're ready, Pat.
Oh, well, they're not ready because don't I have to ask a question too?
Oh, yeah.
Who started the fire?
Oh God. Just a random arsonist, believe it or not.
Is there any follow-up?
Nothing to do with this girl.
He robbed a Walmart, shot somebody, then broke into this random apartment complex and lit it on fire for no reason.
Who?
The guy.
Perfect.
What guy? Where's
Just
this
some
guy?
Just a random
No,
dude.
no more questions. No more questions. No more questions.
All right.
So you want me to go first, Bobby?
If you're ready, sure.
I'm always ready.
True.
So, Bobby, you want to know how to contact her? Why you should contact her? Why she would believe a contact? That's what we're really trying to do here. Not
Sure.
why you should. You can contact her for any reason, but why would she listen to you? Is that what we're trying to say?
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, because anyone can just contact an ex, but like if they didn't want to hear from you, great. But why would she actually take the communication? What could you say to get her to listen again?
How about a response, even?
Okay, very easy. That's why I asked the question I asked. Bobby, does she know you do comedy?
Yeah.
Okay. And when
That's
you do
it.
comedy, as you both know, sometimes you meet crazy people, insane people, arsonists probably. So you're going to say that, hey, this is going to sound crazy, and I'm sorry to bother you, but guess who just performed with me in New York? The guy who burnt down the apartment. Isn't that, I mean, he literally told a joke about this thing, and I heard it afterwards. I said, holy shit, that was our place. So I confronted him, and he's been through therapy. He's had to get through a lot of counseling and stuff like that. He actually has something of yours, he says. He didn't tell me exactly, but I need to meet up with him. Do you want me to go? Can you think of anything that you think will last through the fire that I should go get? Because I get it for you. It's not for me. That's what I'd say to her.
Very interesting. We'll go to Pete
That
next.
was
You ready?
better than interesting. That was even
I'll
better
give
than
you-
talk this much.
That fucking goddamn. That's fucking pretty much.
That was not pretty much what you were doing. Get the fuck
No.
out of here.
Yo, the fire. But I know I was
Fuck
just
you,
gonna
Jay
say
Smith.
that
You're not
I
stealing the
was.
story.
Hey, just 'cause you went first. Fuck off. You already know shit. Bald fucking prick.
N-word.
Space.
Just go to space.
All right. So basically, you contact her because you just recently had a fire in your place, whatever the reason is. It doesn't have to be an actual arsonist, and it just made you think about like all the shit that you guys had to deal with about that. So you reach out.
They don't get along at all, so she wouldn't care if he was on fire.
Fuck. At all.
I already know.
So
where
she
I'm
wants.
going.
So she wants you to be on fire.
I don't know if it's that level of hatred.
But it would be weird if you reached out to her about another fire, right?
I would say that you were thinking about the things you lost in the fire. Fuck, this is killing me because Pat's was too good. Should not let him go first.
That was Bobby's call.
You
I'm good at making up shit. Alex, go ahead.
Yeah,
All right, I got
I
one.
want to hear what you got.
All right, to me, this is the girl he's talking about. You guys missed a whole nother thing. He's talking about this girl who from Cedar Rapids who he took her virginity or whatever. So he's got to call this girl and be like, hey, remember me, took your virginity. And I also remember you were cutting yourself during it and everything, and you probably got blood everywhere. And I just wanted to let you know I have AIDS and I think I got it from you, because that's would line up. And also, you should check out this book by Jamal White. It's called Boobs in Space. And it hope to hear from you soon, slut. There you go. And you're not even that hot. There you go.
See, I was with you halfway through.
I think this one's going to have to stay on the Patreon.
Bobby, that's what I would have done. What he said, I would have written a wrong text. The whole thing. Hey, I'm still thinking about when I took your virginity, and I know you cut your wrist afterwards at Cedar Rapids, and I feel awful. I really should have done that. It's really
Went
reflective.
to- yeah.
But to let you know, you are always the second love of my life. The first one, and you say her name, and then you send it to her, and then she's
No.
like, "Wait, this is to the wrong person." It's like, "Oh shit, my bad." How
See, I
are
went
you?
really blue. I was just like blood, sex, AIDS. She gave me AIDS, possibly. I just realized I had it. Hit her up. Call back to the
Yeah,
N-words and stuff.
I would probably pull back on the AIDS.
I'd say, oh, speaking of
Who
AIDS,
cares?
speaking
It's
of
his
AIDS,
ex. He doesn't even like her.
speaking of AIDS, I would say
He's
you
trying to
recently
contact her in the
came out of the. I'd say you
Oh.
recently came out of the closet and you hooked up with the guy that she left you for.
She will respond
make
though,
things weird.
just based on you saying she'll respond just by him insinuating that she gave him AIDS.
Did
It's
you just
great.
notice that in there, Bobby? Pete just tried to have sex with you.
I did.
No,
I
that's
did
not
catch
what I
Pete
fucking
hitting
said
on
at
me
all.
awkwardly. Yeah.
Pete
I would
did.
never have sex with
Pete's
you.
answer was basically like, you should find some muscular stud and be like, hey, I may not score well with the ladies, but come play for the other
I was
team.
gonna say you tried to fuck the guy she left you for as a to get back at her and just to make her mad.
By the way,
The guy's
he
name
calls
is-
himself
What do you
a
want?
beefcake on the internet.
What?
Pete calls himself a beefcake on the internet.
I am a beefcake.
Stop that.
No, it's fucking hilarious to me.
I mean, that's an accurate description.
yeah. See, Bobby's sitting on me now. Fuck off.
Yeah, he was trying to.
No, I'm
That's
not.
what this became.
Nope. All right. So honestly, Pete,
I am a beefcake.
I think you might be the closest.
What?
That's like real life,
He
though.
stole
This is a
mine.
comedy podcast. Pete just did the most realistic thing.
I
just-
did too, kind of.
Yeah, Pez
You're
was
the only one who
100%.
gave AIDS.
Fucking
You
dick.
do-
It's
why-
not real.
throw it back to the fucking
He's
Cedar
not
Rapids
doing
one.
this.
He's doing it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't text your ex. It's a
That's
bad
why he
idea.
said
It's always a
put it
bad
on
idea.
the
No. The reason why, Pat, you were off is because it's like almost the anniversary of the fire. So if I said that there was a fire, she'd be like, it's too obvious. So
No, that's why I was saying it wasn't the guy. It was you met the guy.
yeah, my bad.
And you could also
That
say
was-
it was a couple months ago, and you didn't have the nerve to bring it up. But like now he wants you to meet him for something. He won't say, "What do you want me to get this thing?" I won't bother you again. But it's something of yours. He says that could be, something you want.
I
Like
think
your
she'd know
grandma's
that.
kidney or something.
But then you got to come up with like what it actually is.
I think
knows
she
what shit they
knows
had in the
I
house.
place about 50% of the blame for the whole situation on that guy, the arsonist. So the text would have to be like something like, "Hey, I beat the fuck out of that arsonist."
Right.
So close,
Or he
not no
died.
cigar.
Wait a second, but is the breakup's not related to the fire?